Hi, I'm Bryce Adams with Trimble Forensics. Today we're going to talk about how to build an articulated vehicle in Reveal. The purpose of this is if you have a scene involving a vehicle, a pickup truck, or a semi-truck towing a trailer behind it or any other type of unit, we're able to actually create a pivot point between those two units. The first thing I'm going to do is go to my Models button, and I need to determine what exactly I'm looking to use in my scene. Again, inside Models, we can go to Model Type, drop down box, you can see Objects and Search. The library, with inside the vehicles, we have the categories for commercials, generics, and any other type of vehicle you may want to apply. We can also, again, as a refresher, go to SketchUp and pull in multiple models from that location. For this particular crash, we actually had a Kenworth involved, and it happened to be a 1995 Kenworth with sleeper. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select that Kenworth, pull it into my canvas, and a single click to place it. The Kenworth was actually towing a generic box trailer, 53 foot. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to locate the box trailer available for us, generic box trailer. Select it, and I'm going to place it right behind the tractor unit. I'm not actually going to join them up yet, I'm just going to park it right behind it, a little bit separated. Once I'm finished placing those vehicles, I'm going to go ahead and escape out of the model section. This is the opportunity for you to go ahead and maybe work on the particular vehicles on the canvas. So for instance, if I have the Kenworth that instead of being red, it is actually a light blue, I can change that section or any other type of dimensions. Same way with the box trailer. We know that box trailer was not 40 foot in length. We're actually going to have an assignment of a 53 foot trailer here. So I'm going to go ahead and change the length at this point to 53 feet. Once we're satisfied with the dimensions and the look and the appearance of these units, I'm going to go ahead and escape out of the generic box section of the properties. I'm now ready to go ahead and take these two units and join them together in an articulated fashion. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select the tractor unit and then hold down the control button on my keyboard. While pressing the control button, I'm going to select the trailing unit. As you can see up in the properties box here, it gives us some brief properties. The Actions tab is where I want to go. So I'm going to select Actions, and inside the Actions I have two actions inside of here. One is create a group model. This function is going to actually join the two together in a rigid way, so it's not going to allow a pivot point. The second one is to create an articulated vehicle. Once I press that button, you can see that I've actually built a second model in here from the original one that I brought in. The one that's still highlighted is the two units that I brought in, and in a way I created a kind of a copy-paste function in this. This model that I used I no longer need, so I could actually delete it. The second unit that was brought in when I hit Create Articulated Vehicle is the one I want to focus on. When I select that unit, you can see that I have now two pivot points. I also have a main node where I can actually move the entire unit around. Off to the left, you can see that the Properties for Articulated Vehicle pops up. This is going to give me the opportunity to edit the configuration of this particular unit. So I have a box here that says Edit Configuration. Check that box, and as soon as I do that, I get some tools down here on the canvas with that vehicle. If I zoom in a little bit, you can see right in the middle, this is the coupling point between the two units. Working right on the screen, you can see that the towing vehicle hitch position is identified, as well as the towing vehicle pivot position. Working backwards or left on the screen, you can see that the green bar is identified as the trailer hitch position, and the blue bar is locating the trailer pivot position. The first thing I like to do is work with the tractor. So what I want to do is I want to locate the hitch position on the tractor, which happens to be directly over this point right here. So I'm going to grab the bar, left click and hold, and pull that tractor unit back over the coupling point, that particular unit. If we're dealing with a pickup truck with maybe a bar hitch or a bumper hitch, that coupling point would actually be the ball or the receiver on that bumper. Once I've located the coupling point for my tractor unit, I then need to work with the trailing pivot. So I'm going to work with the trailer hitch position, grab the green bar, and move it forward. Now as you can see, as I move this trailer hitch position, over here in the properties section, you can see the trailer hitch position distance change to kind of give you an idea of where that placement is. And this is something that you're going to determine when you do your scene inspection or vehicle inspection. So I can move the hitch position back and forth to where I like it. And again, if I need to readjust the coupling point for the towing unit, I can still grab the towing vehicle hitch position and move it back and forth as well. Now that I'm happy with where it's located, I'm going to adjust the pivot location or possibly the center of mass where everything rotates around the tractor unit for this particular feature. So I'm going to grab the magenta bar here and I'm going to move it forward when I determine that that pivot location is right in front of the sleeper. Same way with the trailer pivot position. Again, you're going to have to determine that based on your investigation. But trailer pivot position, I'm going to locate it back just in front of the axles. That way the trailer is actually going to pivot around that point. Once I'm satisfied with the configuration of that, I can then go up inside my properties box and turn off the edit configuration by unchecking that box. As soon as I do that, you can see that my pivot positions have now changed. You can see here as I grab my green pivot bar for in front of the tractor unit, you can see that it is actually pivoting around that coupling point. And the same way with the trailer. When I grab the rotation bubble for the trailer unit, you can see that it is actually pivoting around that coupling point that we established. We can always go backwards, by the way, and use the edit configuration if we need to make any changes. We can also lock the tail, so that way it's becoming a rigid unit. You can kind of see here that it's now rigid for whatever reason. And then we can also, inside of this, when we go to an animated feature, we can go down and hit display tail path. And what this is going to do is when you create an animation, you're going to see the animation pivot through each one of these pivot points for the trailer and the tractor, and it's going to show the tail of that path. So you can actually do offset axles or offset tires. I hope this helps you in trying to configure an articulated vehicle. Thank you.